What's good, y'all? Appreciate y'all coming back to Showtime 49. I am the guest, Showtime, bruh. And as we just saw, the Niners took care of business and a little bit more happened. Got a little bit extra sweeter for us, didn't it? Let's talk about it.
Welcome to Showtime 49. Welcome to Showtime 49.
What's good, y'all? We back. We here to talk about the Niners as they just got done handling business against the Commanders. Yes, the game was a little weird, but we took care of business. It was a lot closer than we needed it to be, especially in the first half, especially coming off of what we just endured with the Ravens game. But it's all good. At the end of the day, we still got the W, and that W seemed to loom very, very, very large, a very important situation with what just went down. So, as we know, we entered the day still the number one seed in the NFC, period. But with us getting a W, we would also need the Eagles to lose to the trash Cardinals, which was pretty much a long shot. It's like I didn't really expect that to happen. I expect us to have to play next week against the Rams, have to win the game, drama. Most Hail Marys turn out, and it was the same result, which turned out to be unsuccessful. And the Cardinals win, which means the Niners are number one seed permanently for this season, no matter what happens next week or for the rest of this week. Number one seed, get the first round bye, home field advantage, the works, everything that we could have asked for, especially after last week's debacle. To realize that 6 days later, all this was going to happen and everything was going to be fine. Great. Because today, really, it was a bounce back game for Brock. It looked good. He looked sharp. He looked on point. He was out there throwing dots, no turnovers. Sam Howell, on the other hand, did some Sam Howell things, slinging the ball around, got some interceptions. It is what it is. The defense, though, must touch on this. Our run defense, we're going to have to figure something out because it's not looking that great. I mean, this like 3 weeks in a row, it seems like people was able to just run on us. Like the Cardinals were able to run on us. Baltimore was able to do what they wanted to. And then there were some successful runs today with the Commanders, and I'm not a fan of any of that. Like that, I'm not understanding what's going on with that situation. I get that, might be some banged up guys and everything, but we got to pull that together before the playoffs. Now, I know next week, now the game really doesn't have importance because win or loss, we're going to be the number one seed coming out the NFC. Is it good to go to the playoffs off of L? Of course not. But then you got to ask yourself, what players are even really going to play? It's like, do we take the chance of resting our guys so they can be ready, even though we're going to have a bye week coming up? Because the key for the rest of this season or the next game is to just not get injured. That's a win. That's our W next week, is to not get injured. Then we can consider ourselves in great position, because we all know what happened earlier this season when we had a bye week. We came back and we went on our most recent streak up until we played the Ravens. So I'm thinking our guys look like they need a little bit more rest. It was a great game today. Of course, like Brandon Ayuk came out here and he showed up and showed out. I appreciate it. It was amazing. Brock was making plays that wasn't on schedule, not looking like a system quarterback today. He was looking like a quarterback that's a game changer that can make some plays, and he definitely did that. And you could tell he felt it, because after he threw that touchdown, when he scrambled out and he threw it to Brandon Ayuk back across his body, wide open in the end zone. The way he yelled and was getting all hype and everything, like that was, you could tell like that he knew that those were the type of plays that people wanted to see if he was a game-changing quarterback or a quarterback that's just going to manage the game. You know, whether he says he hears it or not, we know you hear it. We definitely know you hear it. And the way you got hyped for that play, it was an amazing play. You should be hyped regardless. But you hear the noise and you try, and you still got something to prove. You're going to always have a chip on your shoulder until that's not the narrative anymore. But only you can make that not be the narrative. But today, you helped put that to rest for a little bit, because we know the main situation is you against real competition. This was the worst defense in the league. So I'm expecting you to ball out today, because if you didn't, then I would really have questions, because we're talking about MVP candidates. You're not supposed to have bad games against bad teams like that. And you didn't. You did what you're supposed to do. You've had your tougher games against tougher opponents, which is concerning, but also understandable at the same time. Granted, your young career. So, yep, we head into next week playing the Rams. Whatever. Let's just come out of there unscathed, no injuries, and then we go into another first round bye. So, hey, people, it's very possible that Sam Darnold could get this start next week. I know it's way early for me to even say that, but just in my own eyes, I could see it. I could see Shanahan starting Sam Darnold and letting some of the backups play and all that, just to get the rest of our guys the much needed rest that they need. It's going to be like a bye week plus, you know, and then that way we're as fresh as can be. There should be no issues. There should be no excuses. I don't want to hear about us being rusty. None of that stuff. Because the next time we see our team play, like really play, starters and them full energy, ready to go, locked in, is the playoffs. And it's going to be the divisional round. Like, it's going to be divisional round at that. So the next time we see our team play full, ready to go, like hopefully uninjured, and really out here trying to make a difference, trying to make a statement, trying to show everybody we coming for this 6th Lombardi, that could very well be the divisional championship game, which is right before the NFC championship. After next week, we only got 2 more games until the Super Bowl. It's that time. It's that time, faithful. It's time. It's getting real. January 1 is tomorrow. The Super Bowl is in February. I think February 11th, second Sunday. Y'all better be ready, because it's time. The playoffs are here. We are number 1. We should be celebrating. You feel me? Because this is what we do every W. It's time to lock in. Great game today, fellas. Enjoy it. Celebrate. You deserve it. The whole season it came down with all the quarterback controversy, all the drama, all of it. Y'all turned out to be the NFC champs of the regular season. Now, let's flip that switch. I ain't going to say now. Wait till tomorrow or the next day. You know what I'm saying? Enjoy yourselves, because it's about to get down to nothing but business awfully soon. But I appreciate y'all for tapping in with me. Keep checking me out. I'm going to keep on letting y'all know what's good around here. Let's go Niners, baby. Let's do what we came here to do. Let's get this ring, because don't nothing else matter. I'm going to holler at y'all on the next one.